You know how we get down. We back at it with yet another one. Yet another one. So I'm gonna get you hip on how to get this six pack. For like, this is a question I get the most, considering your boy been holding it down with that for quite some time now. So I'm gonna break down some of the truth. Some of the truth. So for starts, when it comes down to the six pack, it's not about doing crunches. It's not about doing a bunch of ab workouts to get a six pack. A lot of people think that's, the end all be all when it comes down to it. They just think, oh, I do a bunch of sit ups and I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna be good. That's it's partially the case. You know what I mean? Because six packs, y'all gotta understand, six packs just don't come from from doing no ab workouts. That's not how it works. That's not how it works. Six packs do not come from just doing a bunch of ab workouts. Don't get me wrong, you do need to do ab workouts, but it's not as much as you really think, because nutrition does play a huge role in you getting the six pack anyway. Nutrition, your training, how much body fat percentage you have are really going to be telltale signs of you getting a six pack. So first thing you got to understand is, if you really want to see visible abs, we trying to get towards that 10 and lower as far as body fat percentage. That's the first thing. I'm upset I ain't got my chart with me, but I'll show you that later. So that's the first thing. You need to get in a lower body fat percentage. Some of you might be asking, how do I get in a lower body fat percentage? One is a fact going to be nutrition. Nutrition is going to be a key, because there are some foods that you can consume that make you bloated at the end of the day. You know what I mean? You shouldn't be loading up in a bunch of sugar or anything to that nature. So do understand that's going to be another thing. It's definitely going to be another thing. So it's not about just doing a bunch of ab workouts to start off. You do need to make sure you have a decent training program, nutrition regimen, as well as know how to perfect the recovery. So that's the start. I need you to also understand that your training should consist of both cardio as well as resistance training. I think this is something that's completely overlooked, where people think that if I just focus on doing a bunch of, cardio as well, then I'll be able to get the six pack that I want. And once again, that's not how this works either. Yes, you want to focus on cardio, but you do want to implement resistance training. Resistance training at the end of the day is going to make it that much easier. When it comes down to cardio, a few of my personal choices, one would definitely be sleds. You push a heavy sled, sleds too. So like, switch between going heavy, switch between going light. Another thing I would recommend is sprint work, not just distance. A lot of people think you want to run like 8 to 10 miles in order to get the six pack. Believe it or not, sprinting is going to be your best thing. So it's going to put you in all the right places. Another thing people love to talk about and highlight when it comes down to a six pack is they love to highlight and talk about high intensity interval training. They always go back and forth with the high intensity interval training. And they like, with high intensity interval training, if you do this, this, and this, you'll get this. Well, which in some cases it can be. It can be workable. But once again, it's not the end all be all in order to get a six pack. Remember, we still need to focus on nutrition. We need to implement resistance training as well as cardio. And we do need to make sure we're maximizing our rest. Rest is definitely going to be important, because rest is the key to recovery. Everybody think in order to get in great shape, they just need to be working out, and don't understand that there's a few things that you need to cover your entire program. So do understand, nutrition is going to be key. And not saying that for everybody think, oh, you can't eat carbohydrates, and you can't. It's just, are you over consuming carbohydrates? That's a whole different story. Are you consuming the things at the end of the day that are going to help you continuously maintain it also? Because that's one thing you need to understand with the six-pack too, is it's not just about getting to that, it's about maintaining that as well. A lot of people miss this. It's not, it's what are you going to do to get it that's going to be sustainable. And for some people, have to be real, six-pack is not sustainable. For some people, it's not sustainable. It's for some, not all, for some. So I do want you to understand that there's a basis that you want to cover in order to get this six-pack. Nutrition, training, and recovery. Keep it simple. You should be doing 2 to 3 exercises of abs before an official routine. So you could do something like you could do crunches, you could do reverse crunches, you can do a plank, go into your routine. Next day, you can do sit-ups. Excuse me. You can do sit-ups. You can do mountain climbers. You can do leg raises. Go into your routine. So those are just some basics you can cover. They don't have to be like these super entertaining ab exercises. A lot of people like to, you know, on Instagram and YouTube, to be real with you, you're seeing a lot of unnecessary. Like, you see so much of, I need to do this, but it's really just entertainment. It's just really just clickbait at the end of the day. That's why if you go back and pay attention to the videos that I give you, I break down a lot of this. There are a few unusual ab exercises that I personally enjoy, but that doesn't mean that if you don't do those, then you won't get a six-pack. Basics really build the foundation. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Basics really build the foundation at the end of the day. It says, don't forget about mental exercise to stimulate the mind. I get where you're going, but I feel like if you focus on discipline, you don't even need to worry about the mental aspect. You can get there. A lot of people aren't disciplined. That's the thing. And they're not disciplined because they align their goals the wrong way. Like their sole focus might be the six-pack, but six-pack can be the long-term goal. Don't get discouraged if you don't get it the first 3 months, because the six-pack is not something that's easy to get. I think that's what most people misunderstand. When it comes down, once again, to social media, whether it be YouTube, TikTok, whether it be Instagram, whatever the case may be, a lot of what you're seeing can be taken the wrong way. And what I mean by taking the wrong way is a lot of people don't realize, one, there's so many ways to go about something. That's one. And then two, most people don't realize that, like I said, one, so many different ways to go about things. And then two, everybody is disciplined and motivated in different ways. Like for me personally, when I first started my fitness journey, one, I've been an athlete for a long time. Like I played soccer, I played baseball since I was 2.5. So me showing up and going to the gym, it's honestly 1, 2, 3, 4. It's like I feel some type of way if I don't go to the gym. That's just me personally. Like that's not the case for everybody. But if you align your goals properly, then you definitely will be able to get the results that you want. It's really about aligning your goals the right way. And what I mean by this is set realistic goals. Also, don't just set goals off physical things. You should be able to set goals off strength, like doing X amount of push-ups, being able to perfect your squat form, being able to lift X amount of weight when squatting or pressing or doing pull-ups. So these things can be things to help to build that mental discipline that so many people talk about. But I don't go a lot into mental, because I feel like I give you a baseline of the things that you should be doing that's gonna keep your mental intact. We talk about this in the last live. Documenting in a way that you can be motivated, like not documenting to a point that is frustrating. Where you documenting is the frustrating part, meaning like somebody using something like MyFitnessPal is not realistic for everybody. Some people it may work for, some people it may take them away from their goals. You know what I'm saying? Another thing I need you to pay attention to is, we talked about setting realistic goals. I think that's very important. Like some people, because they lose 15 pounds or they build 5 pounds of muscle the first month, their expectance to do it again can be the reason why they don't get what they want. You know what I mean? So it's a lot that goes to it. Like I don't think, once again, to really get what you want, you need to, when I say you need to stay on top, you need to stay on top of proper documentation. The mental shit gonna be there. Like it's gonna be there. But once again, using a documentation that works best for you and your scenario. Like, are you recording your workouts? That can be very important. I record my personal workouts. I don't record all of my workouts, but for the baseline of everything, I do record a lot of my workouts. That's another reason why you're able to see me put a certain amount of exercises, or I would say not put, but post a certain amount of exercises, because once again, my mindset is, okay, let me see what I'm doing to make sure I'm doing it the right way. Also, within Verizon, I have met Verizon service is trash. But I don't ever remember, I'm gonna be real, I don't ever remember riding and my phone constantly trying to find an internet connection. I don't remember just me doing basic tasks like scrolling on Instagram where it don't have a connection. Verizon, come on now. I'm coming from T-Mobile. I thought T-Mobile wasn't that good, but obviously T-Mobile is definitely top two at this point. If it's top two, who number one? Don't tell me it's T-Mobile for me leaving T-Mobile, because that's crazy work. But going back to what I was saying, I need you to understand that to get what you want in fitness, it has a lot to do with, one, do you really want it? I think that's something to really think about. It's like, do you really want it, and are you going to take, what's the word? Are you going to take the necessary steps to get what you want, even if you don't get what you want? And what I mean by take the necessary steps is like, are you pivoting when you see something's not working? Are you willing to hire a professional? That could be another thing. I feel like working with a trainer makes things a lot easier. Well, working with the right trainer, because it's a lot of people out here that think they know what they're talking about, don't know what the hell they're doing. Like I had one guy tell me, he was doing a barbell bench press one day, and he was like, you shouldn't place the bar on your chest because you're gonna get a hernia. It threw me off. I was like, that's terrible information. And then I always be wondering, like, for somebody like me that's in great shape, what the hell make y'all think and it's not to say that if you have a great physique that you know what you're doing, because I've actually hired a trainer in the past that I'm talking about phenomenal physique, but he really didn't know how he got in shape. So I'm not saying that because you're in shape you know what you're doing, and I'm not saying that you have to be in shape to know what you're doing, but there should be a line drawn in the sand where it's like, brother, man, you obviously don't know what you're doing. Like, I've seen, like, this person that gave me that tip, like, I've seen you work out. You work out around the time I work out a lot. And if you want to be my friend, this is not how you be my friend, because I definitely know what the hell I'm doing. I think that's, I laugh about even like a lot of the information you see, because I think a lot of the people in the fitness industry are corny. I'm gonna be real, mainly on social media. I think a lot of these people are corny as hell, and don't have me go down a list to other people, like, because it's like, to me it becomes I feel like it becomes a competition of who's the smartest person in the room. And I do feel like there's pros and cons to every angle of fitness for people. Like, there's pros and cons like crazy. Like, not everybody has been 100% correct about what to do. There's always going to be cons to the way someone goes about it. And me personally, like I said, a lot of the people that I see on social media are always critiquing what someone else is doing as if you didn't have time to formulate an answer on how to do it. It's like somebody asks you a question. Like, what are you doing? It's like somebody asks you a question. What are you doing? Like, you going to go? This is annoying. The non-driving shit is crazy for me. But it's like, you going to go? Like, you going to go? Like, this is idiot at its finest, dog. You can go right and you're deciding to sit here at the light. Like you gonna go? Like, you could have went. Like, you're not even supposed to be going straight and you're in the right lane. This is what I'm talking about, idiot at its finest. But at the end of the day, this is what I hate about social media. I feel like a lot of people always want to show that they know what they're doing, but in actuality, they don't realize it's so many different ways to do it. And when they critique someone else's content, my biggest issue with critiquing someone else's content is that you had time to formulate an answer. It's like somebody texts you or somebody call you to get a quick response and you text them back because you're thinking about what to say. I think that shit is so annoying when it comes down to social media. It says, be careful. Look at the street. No shit. Like, I see the fucking street. It's nothing on the street. There's ice on the sidewalk, but there's nothing on the street. So that's my issue with social media. It's like a lot of people that are really so-called big in social media, to me, are corny as shit, dog. Like, I'm talking about big corny. But hey, that's not a here nor there. They're always fighting for attention. What are you doing? This is idiot driving at its finest, dog. I'm trying to tell you, dog. It's like motherfuckers can't drive. But with that said, man, I'm out of here, man. I'm out of here.